at a seance the other night, and all my friends were there. And in the midst of the spirit lights, they told us to beware. We sat there for nearly an hour, and nothing would appear. And then I heard the medium say, he said, "Son, your ghost is here." They spoke, I froze my soul, and my petrified lips turned blue. The spirit said, "Don't worry, boy," he said, "I'll come to talk to you, I'll bet." Me a lesson, all right, and that was spook. He was a mouse. And if you want to know what that lesson was, you'll have to talk to the ghost.
Andrew, it's time we left.
I can't stop thinking about her, Paula.
But you must. It's over.
I don't mean Lisa. I mean Christina.
But we've already decided. What's the point of asking Christina to come home?
You decided. It's the same old argument, isn't it? Even now.
Andrew, it's over. There's nothing Christina could do here, except what you're doing.
Maybe that's enough.
I'll write to her today, I promise. I'll tell her what happened. Christina can light a candle for Lisa in Rome.
She'd want to be here with us. She'd want to talk to us about Lisa. Paula, she was a twin sister. She loved her.
How could she love a sister she's never seen?
Because you kept them apart.
I'll wait for you.
Paula! You're afraid to have Christina come home. You're afraid to hear her questions. Lisa, forgive us. You'll have to call Christina.
Oh, don't talk, darling. Please don't talk.
Lisa.
Oh, no. Andrew.
Lisa.
Never been to Europe myself, but the missus says as soon as the youngest gets married, well, who knows? I guess you speak the language Italian, huh?
Un poco.
Well, I'll be darned. Just like a native. Thank you, ma'am.
Mother! Christina! Oh, I didn't expect you until tomorrow.
Are you all right?
Oh, yes, I'm fine. And you look marvelous. So pretty. Christina, you got prettier, maybe. I'm so glad you're here. Come in.
Mother, I know how Father died. I knew about his heart condition. But what happened to Lisa?
She just took sick. We brought her home from that place. They wouldn't keep her any longer. She was home only a few days, and she developed this fever. This terrible high fever, you see. And then she died. Come into the house. Come on. Oh, Christina, I'd like you to meet Jeremy Claiborne, our new neighbor.
Oh, not so new, Paula. It's been over a year since I bought the Wentworth place. Well, Christine, I guess you're glad to be home.
I should have been home long before this to visit my sister. Did you know her?
No, I never met her. She was ill from the moment she came here.
Christina, would you like a drink? Or do you drink now?
Yes, something to warm me. Perhaps some wine.
Well, we're fresh out of Chianti. How about some port?
Oui?
Why don't the four of us go out to dinner tonight?
You'll enjoy that, darling. Just a quiet evening.
Maybe I should explain what I meant by the four of us. You see, I have a son named Ethan.
You'll like him. He's a fine young man.
Fresh out of the Navy, getting his land legs, but still has a seaman's eye for a pretty girl.
My father and sister have just died. I think I can wait just a little bit longer for an evening on the town.
Christina.
Do you mind if I go for a walk? I'd like to see the grounds.
It'll be dark soon. Do you want company?
No, thank you. I wouldn't want to disrupt anything.
sorry. I didn't mean to scare you.
Who are you?
Ethan Claiborne. Your mother and my father were getting worried. They asked me to find you. You are Christina.
Yes, yes.
Your mother was right. She said you were pretty.
Do you mind if we go in now? I'm getting cold.
She didn't say you walked so fast.
Well, Christina, I see you too.
You two met?
Yeah, more or less.
Oh, there goes the plan for dinner.
Well, I can fix something here, but I have very little in the house besides hamburger.
Well, that's my specialty, Miss Burgess. I'll tell you what, why don't the two of you go on and I'll stay here with Christina.
I don't know. Her first day back, I don't...
Nonsense. You deserve the night off, and Ethan can soften her up with his culinary expertise.
All right.
You have any brothers or sisters?
No, according to Dad, my mother took one look at me and said, we'll never be able to top that.
Your mother's dead?
Yeah, she died when I was 15. Of course, my theory is that she took one look at me and said, we don't want another one of those things.
I might as well have been an only child, too. I never saw my twin.
Why not?
We were separated just after we were born. She was sick, some kind of congenital illness. She spent her whole life in hospitals, sanitariums, places like that.
That's a shame. I mean, a pretty girl like that.
How do you know she was?
You were identical twins, right?
That's what made it so easy for me to visualize her. All I had to do was look in the mirror. I sent her a present here, a welcome home present. It was an antique locket that I found in Naples. The kind that has room for 2 pictures, and I took 2 identical photographs of myself and put them inside. I often wondered how she felt when she opened it.
It's too bad you didn't know her.
But I did know her. How could I not know her? She was the other half of me. Haven't you heard the theory about twins, that they're really the divided halves of the same person?
Yeah.
It's only an accident at birth that separates them, but they're never truly separated.
Like the Corsican brothers.
I believe the theory.
Do you?
Yeah. I know there were times when Lisa felt my joys and my pain, and I hers.
How about a drink?
I thought I heard a lot of rattling and banging in here.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mother. I didn't mean to make a racket.
Is there anything I can help you with?
You did say that Lisa used this bedroom.
Well, we did have her in here for a few days, but she seemed so unhappy, we moved her into the next room.
Oh, then maybe that explains it.
Explains what, dear?
Why I can't find anything of hers, not a single thing that belonged to her.
Why on earth would you want to?
I just do, that's all. Excuse me.
Christina, what's the point in all this? You won't find anything belonging to Lisa.
No, I won't if I don't look.
But there isn't anything to find. She brought almost nothing with her.
Mother, she had to have clothes. She had to have personal belongings, books, records, a diary. Everyone accumulates things, Mother. So this is where she died. It's so empty.
Christina, let me save you the effort. There's nothing of Lisa's in this room. Not here, not in the whole house.
But why? Why is everything scrubbed so clean of her? It's as if she never existed, as if she were never here.
Oh, she existed, briefly. And she was here. I suppose I did remove all traces of her, all reminders. There are some things in life that don't call for souvenirs.
Of course. What's that? Oh, it's the locket, the one I sent her from Naples.
Yes.
You did give it to her, Mother.
I did, darling. At least I tried to.
Didn't she like it?
For some reason, she was afraid of it.
Afraid? But why?
I don't know. I told you Lisa was strange sometimes.
Was it the identical portraits? That was it, wasn't it, Mother? The photographs must have seemed so healthy when she was so ill.
Yes, perhaps that was it.
Well, then the only memento I have of my sister is the one I sent her myself. Cold. Lisa? Christina! Go away. Please go away! Lisa? It's me, it's your sister. Christina, open the door, please.
Are you all right? I heard you cry out.
Me? You only heard me?
You're really serious about this, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
What'd your mother say?
I didn't tell her what had happened.
Why not?
Because she would have said exactly what you've said. That it was just a particularly vivid dream.
How can you be sure it wasn't?
Ethan, my sister's come back.
What can I say to that?
What do you feel like saying?
That you're out of your head.
Go on. It's all right.
Okay, you're out of your head.
I guess that means that we don't look at furniture ads today.
Oh, I mean, Chris, you keep talking like this, and the only furniture you'll have will be the pads on the walls.
No. She's come back, Ethan. I don't know why, but she's been trying to reach me ever since I came home.
Is that what you were running from the first time I saw you?
Maybe I shouldn't run. Maybe I should let her reach me.
What for? You don't even know what she wants.
Then you do believe me.
I didn't say that. You know something? I have to tell you, I think this twin theory of yours is a lot of baloney. Ah, two halves of the same soul and all that stuff. You're a whole person, Christina. Lisa's dead, but life goes on.
It was the locket that drove her away.
What?
The locket I sent her from Naples. For some reason, she could never accept it. Mother said it frightened her. Well, it did the same thing last night. There was this ghastly scream, and she was gone.
You know what they use to drive away vampires, don't you? A crucifix. Or a string of garlic around the neck. Come to think of it, you're probably better off just eating the garlic, right?
I'm going to let Lisa come to me. I'm not afraid.
You're not?
No.
Then why are you wearing this?
What exactly did you say to Ethan?
Why are you so angry?
Jeremy says you're seeing ghosts.
Jeremy?
Ethan told him about your conversation, this mad idea of yours about what happened last night. You have one bad dream, and suddenly our house is haunted.
Ethan had no right to say anything to his father.
Oh, so it's Ethan's fault that you came back from Europe filled with these melancholy delusions. For heaven's sake, Christina, you're back in America now.
It's none of Mr. Claiborne's business.
Well, it's my business if he thinks I have a daughter who's capable of believing such nonsense.
Mother, what does it matter what that man thinks?
It matters to me if he thinks I have another feeble-minded daughter in my family. Oh, Christina. I shouldn't have said that.
It's all right. If you think you were breaking the seal to some great mystery, you weren't.
What do you mean?
Mother, I know it wasn't some vague congenital illness that put Lisa into all those institutions. I wasn't even a teenager when I understood that Lisa's problem was up here. That's why you and Father quarreled so, wasn't it? He wanted me to know, and you wanted to...
Spare you, darling. But I think I guessed that you knew. We've gone through all these years fooling each other. And neither one of us was really fooled.
Did you think the truth would make me love my twin sister less? I know you didn't love her less either.
She was always an infant to me, Christina. My baby. A child that never grew up. Till the day she died, she called me Mommy.
Lisa. Lisa, what do you want from me? What do you want?
Christina! Hey, slow down, will you?
Next time you're exchanging confidences, you can tell your father that crazy Christina saw another ghost. Happy?
Is that why you're sore at me? Because I told my father what you said about seeing your twin sister?
I don't recall giving you the right to publish my life story.
I told him because I was worried about you. And that's just half of it.
What's the other half?
I told him I believed you.
Why do you believe me?
Because I saw her too.
Oh, come on, Ethan. You're just saying that. That's a very clever ruse to get back in my good graces.
Christina, I did see her. Funny thing is, I was afraid to admit it to you.
When was it?
First night on the patio. She was watching us from the edge of the lawn. I thought it was my imagination, but it wasn't.
It's ironic, isn't it? Here I was coming around to your point of view, that it was all in my head. Now you've come around to mine.
What made you change your mind?
Because of what I saw at the cemetery yesterday. I saw my twin, or myself, lying in an open grave. I may really be bonkers, you know? And your father won't like that. My mother won't get a chance to hook him.
Christina, listen, I've never believed in ghosts before, and I'm not sure I do now. But there may be a way we can prove this one does exist.
How?
Have you ever heard of a woman named Beatrice Alescu?
Yeah.
Hey, what'd you want to do that for?
I told you, company's coming. Now help me tidy up, will you?
Well, who is this company anyway?
Someone wants me to conduct a seance for them.
You gonna do it?
No.
So what are you tidying up for?
Of course, they wouldn't take no for an answer over the phone, that's why.
Hey, they got money?
I didn't ask.
Come in, folks, come in.
Thank you.
I'm Charlie Alescu. This here's my mom.
How are you?
I'm Ethan Claiborne. This is Miss Burgess.
Now, look, miss, I told your friend here on the phone that he's wasting his time. I don't do this sort of thing anymore. I haven't conducted a seance in 15 years.
Please, it's very important.
We're willing to pay for your time, of course.
Claiborne, you bought the Wentworth place a while back.
My father did.
Hey, did you ever read this magazine article about my ma?
Oh, Charlie, come on. That was years ago, all years ago. I've lost whatever it was I had.
Hey, why don't you sit down here? Make yourselves home. What's so important about this seance?
Miss Burgess's dead sister was her twin, her identical twin. We've seen things and heard things. We have good reason to think that she's returned.
Twins?
I have to know what my sister wants from me. I know it's something very important.
Dead twins? Twins? I read something about that a long time ago. I should have it here someplace. Let's see. Here it is. Oh, here. Yes, I should have remembered.
What is it?
Well, you see, twins are single souls. And single souls can't be parted on this side of the curtain or the next. Now, what's happened to you has happened before to other twins. Your sister wants to be united with you again, united as one.
I don't understand.
Your sister wants to be part of you again, the way she was at birth.
But she's dead.
And the dead can't return to life. Still, she wants a reunion.
What do you mean?
Well, your sister's the other half of your soul. She can't share your life with you, but she's come back to claim what belongs to her. The other half of her death.
A seance in this day and age. It's incredible. And that woman.
Then you know her.
Oh, I've heard of her. She's a fake, a charlatan.
I didn't say you had to be here, Mother.
Oh, come on, Paula. Who knows? It might be quite a lark.
Still hope you think that one is sober.
This is wrong. There's nothing I can do for them.
A seance, Mama. That's all they want. So give them a seance.
I haven't conducted a seance since your father was alive. He was the one who used to rig up all the tricks, the funny voices, the knocking on the table, what have you. I don't know a thing about all that stuff.
But, Mama, they're rich. All she wants to do is talk to her dead twin. Now, we can fake that, Ma. Sure we can.
Don't you understand? Your father and I practiced our act for years.
I can't really communicate with the dead. I never could. I'm frightened.
Of what? She's in bad trouble, right, Ma? Now you've got to help her. Now, come on.
Infinite power, count to me, please. Count to me, please. Guide me. Awaken me to the truth of this situation. Infinite power. Let me be the instrument through which the truth will be revealed. Please guide me. Power, count to me. Please. Count to me, power. Power.
What's the matter with you?
Ma. Hey, Ma.
Should we turn on the lights?
No, wait.
Ethan, I'm scared.
Oh. Charlie. Is she all right?
Oh. I think we should stop.
No, look at her, Mother.
Dear Lord. I see something.
It's a trick. It's just a trick.
It must be her.
No, it's more like the face of a man.
It's my father.
Oh, dear God. Let go of my hand. Let me go.
I can't, Paula. I can't let go. Get the lights.
Ethan, did you hear what my father said? He said the word murderer.
I killed her. I killed Lisa.
I'll be with you in a minute, Ma. Mr. Claiborne?
Yeah?
It's about my mom.
What about her?
Well, she's pretty shook up over what happened. You saw her.
We were all pretty shook up.
Well, what I mean is, $100 for what she did, that's nothing.
That's what we agreed on, Charlie.
I know, but, the old lady's not looking too good.
How much more did you have in mind?
I'll leave that up to you, Mr. Claiborne.
I see. Well, in that case, good night, Charlie.
You never knew the truth about your sister, Christina, because I never wanted you to know.
But I did, Mother. I told you I found out years ago that Lisa had some kind of mental deficiency.
Yes, she had the mind of a child, but her body was...
It's perfectly natural, Paula. The body changes and grows even if the mind doesn't.
You don't understand. You think you've seen your sister, seen her ghostly image, seen her risen from the grave looking just like you.
Yes, I know I have.
Then your ghost is half your own creation. You've seen Lisa as you imagined her to be. Perhaps as she imagined herself.
But they were identical twins, Mrs. Burgess.
They were born at the same time, but they were not identical.
What do you mean, Mother?
Your sister was different, not just in her mind. Some chemical imbalance, some accident made her different, Christina.
Different?
How you romanticized her, darling. There were times you had me believing that Lisa was like other people. The mirror image of you, my lovely daughter. Then we'd visit her at one of those institutions, one of those places where we hid her from the world, from prying eyes.
So that was why.
I couldn't bring myself to destroy your illusion, Christina.
But what did Lisa know about me?
Now, she knew you. She thought of you with shame and fear.
Oh, no.
That locket you sent her, the one you're wearing, it terrified her. She screamed at the sight of it. Perhaps because it held the picture of what nature had meant her to be.
Paula, what you said before, you didn't really kill the child.
It began almost as soon as we brought her home from the sanitarium. They wouldn't keep any patients over 21, so we had to bring her here until we could make other arrangements. We gave her your bedroom, Christina. But she wasn't happy there, so we moved her into the middle room. It was there that Lisa became ill. She ran a very high fever. And one night it rose even higher, dangerously high. I knew she had to have medical attention. I knew she might die without something to bring the fever down. But I came out of her bedroom and knew that I would do nothing.
Mommy. 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 Mommy.
She was dead by morning. Andrew didn't say a word to me until the day of her funeral.
Oh, Mother, how awful for you. I know you loved her. I know you did, and so did I.
She has come back, Mrs. Burgess. We've seen her.
Well, I think you should both leave this house now.
Tomorrow, I'll make plans tomorrow. Perhaps a trip abroad. You go, darling.
No, I'm not going to leave you here alone tonight.
I don't know what good it would do, but if you'd like me to stay.
Thanks, we'll be fine. We'll be all right. You wear the locket. Lisa feared it in life. Perhaps she fears it in death, too.
$100. How could we settle for $100?
Well, keep the landlord happy for a
Those
while.
people got millions.
I doubt that, Charlie.
Hey, they cheated us, right? We were cheated.
Look, I'm going to bed. I don't feel so good. Take these. The doctor gave them to me when your father died. I had trouble sleeping then, too.
Thank you, Mother. All I have to do is get through this night.
Good night.
Good night.
Out here, Dad.
Oh. Thought you were in bed.
No, not yet.
I wish it were morning.
You go to bed and it will be.
You think we did the right thing just leaving them alone there like that?
Bodyguards can't help this sort of thing, whatever it is.
Still wish I'd stayed.
You weren't asked, Ethan. Come on, let's get to bed.
You go ahead. I'll see you in the morning.
All right, son.
Good night.
Good night.
What are you doing here? They owed my ma. I was trying to get what was coming to us.
You robbed the Burgesses, didn't you?
Here. Take it all.
Christina, what are you doing with this?
Figured it was worth a lot of money.
It's worth a lot more than money.
Christina! Christina!
sorry for what I did.
Mommy!
I'm so sorry.
Mommy. Mommy.
You gotta put down with it, please.
Catherine blocks the
The thought.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your pleasure and amazement, the 78 Club presents the great Marlowe, the mental marvel. Gifted with a seventh sense, the great Marlowe reads your mind, tells your every thought. Now, let me warn you, if you have a secret you don't want him to know, just don't think about it. Presenting the great Marlowe.
Thank you. Thank you. Frankly, I can't explain the performance you're about to witness. Science, without explaining it, calls it telepathy. Thought transfer.
I call it hokum.
The gentleman says it's hokum. Maybe. We'll see. Now, everybody in this room, concentrate. Think of a thing or a person. Concentrate. Think hard. I have a thought. Someone is thinking of the initials SG. Will the person thinking of SG please rise?
I've been thinking of SG.
Oh, thank you. Young lady, you are concentrating on the name of Stanley Green. Is that right?
Well, yes.
Stanley is in the Army, I believe. Correct.
Yes, he's a sergeant.
And you want me to tell you Stanley's serial number? It's 34000767. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you. I have another thought. Someone is thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, please bear with me a moment. I'll have to stop this performance. Believe me, it's important. I'll be back very shortly.
I told you it was hokum. What happened, Professor? Forget your code?
Hey, what's the idea of stopping the act that way? Where's your telephone directory, Moreno? What are you trying to do, ruin my club's reputation? Shut up, Moreno. Where's your... Oh, here. Now, listen, Marlowe, I'm paying you $2,000 a week. Glenwood. I expect to get my money's worth. Listen, will you please leave just as soon as I'm through with this call? I'll finish the act. All right, but make it snappy. And close the door. I should like to speak to Helen Thornton.
Well, this is Mrs. Thornton.
Helen Thornton?
Yes. Who's this?
My name is Marlowe. I'm a telepathist performing at the 78 Club. A few moments ago, during my act, I received a thought that is vital to you. Are you alone?
Yes.
Do as I say, please. Lock all your windows and doors. Allow no one in under any circumstances
This is someone's idea of a practical joke.
No, Mrs. Thornton. This is no joke. Someone here in this nightclub is planning to kill you.
Hello?
This is Mildred, Helen. I just got in.
Oh, I've been trying to get you for hours. I know it's very late, but could you come over?
Helen, what's the matter?
Oh, Mildred, I'm so frightened. I'm alone here.
Where's Jack?
Well, he's out of town, and it's Marie's night off. Mildred, I don't know what to do.
What's wrong? You sound
Mildred, will you come over right away, please? You can spend the night. Oh.
Helen, what happened? What's wrong with you?
Oh, Jack.
Helen, are you all right? Look, I'll be right over.
No, Mildred, it's all right now. Jack's come home.
What was the matter?
I'll speak to you tomorrow.
All right. Good night.
Oh, Jack.
Helen, what's the matter? What happened, darling? Helen. Helen, for pity's sake, what is it? Pull yourself together, darling. Here, come on over here.
Oh.
There, that's better. Now, what is it,
Oh,
darling?
Jack, I'm so glad you're home. It's been awful. I didn't expect you, and when I heard the door...
Well, I finished my business in New York sooner than I'd planned. I would have wired, but I thought I'd surprise you. I met Fred Hamilton on the train coming home. Remember the buyer from St. Louis? He stopped off for a drink downtown. And...
Jack, you should have called me.
As a matter of fact, I did try to phone you around 11. I tried to get you just as we were leaving the 78 Club.
The 78 Club? You were there? You...
Well, what is it, darling?
Well, nothing. I'm all right now.
Well, something is wrong, Helen. What is it?
I guess I was just frightened being alone.
Well, you've been alone before many times.
Yes, but that call...
What call?
Well, the police. They called.
Oh?
There was a robbery in the neighborhood.
Oh, so that's it. That's why the door was double locked. Well, darling, there's nothing to worry about now. I'm here, right?
Yes, Jack. You're here.
There, that's better. Good night's sleep, and you'll be as good as new.
Yes, Jack.
Now, you lie there and relax, darling. I'll go to the kitchen and make you a cup of warm milk.
Thanks, Jack. Paul, it's Helen. Didn't you get my message? I called twice.
Yes, but I just got in. I thought you'd be asleep by now.
Paul, you must help me. Please, Paul, there isn't much time.
Helen, what's the trouble?
He's going to kill me.
What are you...
Jack's going to kill me, Paul. He came tonight.
Helen, what are you talking about?
Paul, you must believe me.
Now, listen, Helen. You've probably had a bad dream. Is Jack there?
Yes, please. You must believe me. I know what he's going to do.
Well, we'll straighten this thing out. Let me speak to Jack.
No, you mustn't. Please, listen to me. He's coming now. You'll never see me again, alive. Goodbye, Paul. Don't bother folding up the dresses, Marie. Just throw them in.
Mrs. Thornton, isn't this kind of sudden you're going away?
Don't ask questions, Marie. Hurry, please. Here, now help me close this suitcase. You finish packing the other suitcase. I'm going down to get the car out of the garage.
Morning, Helen.
Jack.
You look so surprised to see me.
Well, Marie said you'd gone. I didn't expect...
Well, I decided to come back. See, I caught you in time.
I was just going over to Mildred's.
So early in the morning?
We have an appointment for golf.
Nothing in those clothes?
Well...
All right, darling, all right. Helen, I'll tell you why I came back this morning. Frankly, I'm worried about you. Something's on your mind. I know it. Won't you tell me what it is?
I'm all right.
Okay, Ellen. Now listen to me. I had some very important business to settle in the office with Paul this morning, but you come first.
You saw Paul this morning?
No, I changed my mind on the way down and came back. Helen, you need a rest. You and I are going away.
No, Jack,
yes?
no.
Now, there's no use arguing. I've already made a reservation for the week.
Where are you taking me, Jack?
Remember that cabin we stayed at 3 years ago?
Oh.
It'll be wonderful. Just the two of us, all alone. We'll drive out there tomorrow. Now, there's no need to fuss either. Just a few old duds and my rifle.
Your rifle?
It's only my gun. The hunting season is on. The shooting at Lone Acres should be very good this year. You know, Helen, sometimes I think I love this gun more than I do you. There, it's okay now. Clean as a whistle and fit for the work at hand. Say, look, the fog's lifting. You can see clear across the valley. No, we'll get in some hunting today after all. Helen, what's the matter? You haven't said a word since breakfast.
I'm all right. I've been wanting to finish this story.
The Golden Goblet Murders. You know, detective stories hand me a laugh. Now, if I were planning a murder, I'd use a gun, like this Springfield. Just say, for instance, I wanted to kill... Well, say I wanted to kill...
Me?
All right. Say I wanted to kill you. Now, let's see. We have to have a motive, don't we? Well, I'd have it. Motive? Jealousy.
Jealousy?
Yes, I'm jealous of Paul Allen. That's it. I'm jealous of Paul.
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, come on, darling. Be a sport. Our murder plot is just beginning to get interesting. Now, let's see. We need a locale. Well, Lone Acres, right here. What a perfect setting for a perfect murder. And now for the time.
Yes, Jack. When are you going to kill me?
Well, I shouldn't really tell you when I plan to kill you, but I'll give you a break. This afternoon. How's that? We'll be out in the woods hunting. No one will be too near. No one to see what happens. The hunting season, a gunshot, you're dead. A regrettable accident. And there's our perfect murder. Helen. Here, up this way. Follow this path around the bend here.
Jack?
Yeah?
Would you mind if I went back to the cabin?
Well, there's a clearing up here, darling. We'll stop for a rest. Helen?
Yes?
I'm going to circle this hill. You wait right there for me, will you?
Jack, please don't leave me here alone.
A regrettable accident, Mr. Thornton.
But, Doctor, I don't understand how it happened.
No, Mr. Thornton, it's really nothing serious. Just a shoulder flesh wound. Your wife's perfectly all right.
Well, when may I see her?
Right now. We'll go in right now.
Thank you. She's asleep.
Go ahead. Wake her up. She'll feel better knowing you're here.
Helen. Helen, darling.
Huh?
It's me, Helen. Jack.
Mrs. Thornton, it's your husband.
Doctor, get him out of here. He's going to kill me.
What?
Please, Doctor, you must save me.
Mr. Thornton, perhaps you'd better leave the room for a while.
All right, Doctor. I'll wait outside.
Doctor, please don't let him in here again. You must believe me. He's planning to kill me.
Mrs. Thornton, what happened was an accident.
Well, that's what he wants you to think. He planned it that way, but it wasn't an accident.
Now, Mrs. Thornton, it's perfectly natural in a case like this that you should imagine strange things.
Doctor, you think I'm crazy, don't you? I'm not. I know what I'm saying. You yourself took the bullet out of my shoulder. Doesn't that prove to you that my husband shot me?
On the contrary, Mrs. Thornton. At the scene of the accident, they found your husband with a .32 caliber rifle in his hands. The bullet I removed from your shoulder was a .45 caliber pistol cartridge.
Marie? Marie?
Yes, Mrs. Thornton, I'll be right up. I was just cleaning up the cellar, ma'am.
Oh, Mrs. Thornton, you have the sling off. Yes, Marie. The doctor says the shoulder's okay now. Pretty soon I'll be playing golf again. Oh, that's fine, ma'am. I'm so glad. Thanks, Marie. Were there any calls for me while I was out? Oh, Mr. Thornton called to tell you not to wait up for him. He'll be home very late. And, Mr. Allen called too, Mrs. Thornton. Did he say what he wanted? No, ma'am. Said he'd try to get you later on. Oh, and Mrs. Thornton, I was thinking... Do you suppose Mr. Thornton wants to keep this box of bullets downstairs on the open shelf? I was thinking it might be dangerous, ma'am. Bullets? Yes, ma'am. This box here. Let me see that box, Marie. 45 caliber cartridges. 45 caliber cartridges.
Rifle in his hand. The bullet I removed from your shoulder was a 45 caliber pistol cartridge.
Good evening. Have you a reservation, madame?
No, I've come to see the great Marlowe.
Yes, madame. Then perhaps a table on the side. This way, please.
No, I mean I've come to see him on a personal matter. He's expecting me.
Oh, I see, madame. Albert, show this lady to the great Marlowe's dressing room.
And when the doctor told me about the bullet he removed from my shoulder, I thought it was all a terrible mistake. I was even too ashamed to explain to Jack why I'd acted the way I did. But now, Mr. Marlowe, I'm sure that what you told me over the phone that night is true. Someone is really planning to kill me.
Are you
my
sure?
Husband.
Husband. Are you sure the doctor said it was a 45 caliber cartridge?
Yes, a 45 caliber cartridge, just like these that Marie found in the basement.
Does your husband have a pistol?
Well, I think so. He keeps his guns locked in a case. He has the only key. Mr. Marlowe, he tried once and failed. He'll try again. You must help me.
All right, Mrs. Thornton, I'll do all I can. Where is your husband now?
Well, he's out on business. He'll be home late.
Then we'll have to work fast. Now, let me see. I go on again at 9 o'clock. I want you to go home immediately and find some way of opening the case in which your husband keeps his guns. I'll call you just as soon as my act is over. Mrs. Thornton, if you can find a 45 caliber pistol in that case, I think we can put an end to this affair.
Hello?
This is Marlowe.
I opened the case. There was no pistol.
Mrs. Thornton,
I searched all through the house, and I can't find it anywhere. He must have it with him.
Mrs. Thornton.
What shall I do? I can't stay here tonight. He'll kill me.
Mrs. Thornton, listen to me, please. You must come down here immediately. A few minutes ago, during my act, I received the murder thought again. Mr. Thornton is in this nightclub.
My husband is there now?
Yes, meet me in my dressing room. Be sure to come in through the back entrance, and hurry.
All right, Mr. Marlowe.
And where am I supposed to be right now?
Jack. Oh, but, Jack, he said you were standing there all the time. You heard everything.
Enough.
Well, it's not you. Well, then who is it at the 78 Club?
Me? 78 Club? Helen, are you going to tell me what this is all about?
Not you. Oh, yes, darling. I'm going to tell you everything, everything. I should have told you before. I wanted to, only... Oh, Jack, I need you so much.
Now, look here, Marlowe. I want to get to the bottom of this.
But Mrs. Thornton and I have told you everything.
Yes, well, then explain to me why at the very moment I was standing in my own home listening to my wife talk to you on the phone, you were telling Mrs. Thornton that I was sitting in this nightclub planning to kill her. Oh, don't you see, Helen, this man's a cheap trickster. Why, he's never even seen me before. Why didn't you come to me when this all started, darling?
Jack, I was afraid.
Because she thought you were the one, and so did I. That's why I assumed it was you sitting out there. Of course, I never saw you before you entered my dressing room a few minutes ago. You see, Mr. Thornton, I have a telepathic mind, not a magic eye. I know what your wife and I have told you is hard to believe.
I don't know what your game is, Marlowe. But I'll find out soon enough. Come on, Helen, we're going to police headquarters.
That won't be necessary, Mr. Thornton. The police know about this. I told them.
What?
The police are here now in this nightclub. Mr. Thornton, whether you believe it or not, your wife's life is in jeopardy. Someone in this club now is planning to kill her. Perhaps this will convince you. You own a .45 caliber pistol with a serial number 75682.
What? Yes, that's right. That's the pistol I reported as missing.
Yes, I know. The police told me tonight.
Jack, why didn't you tell me?
Well, darling, you've been so upset lately, I didn't want to cause you any more anxiety.
That pistol is, in all likelihood, the same weapon that was used up at Lone Acres in an attempt on your wife's life. Mr. Thornton, that pistol was brought to this club tonight by the person who is planning to kill your wife. The police found it concealed in an overcoat in the hat check room. Whoever claims that coat is Mrs. Thornton's intended murderer.
Oh, why should anyone want to kill her?
Who can it be?
We'll soon find out. Mr. Thornton, do you recall the night you were in this club? The night I first received the murder thought?
Yes.
That night, did you see anybody here, or were you with anyone who knows both you and Mrs. Thornton very well?
Well, let me see. Well, yes. No, it couldn't be.
Pardon me, please.
There we got him, Mr. Marlowe. Here he is.
Will you bring him in, Inspector?
All right, you this way. Come on.
Mrs. Thornton, your intended murderer.
Paul.
That's right. He was with me here the night you received the murder thought.
It was Paul all the time.
Yeah. And it almost worked, yes. And all the clues pointed to you, Mr. Thornton.
But why? We were so friendly, the three of us.
Friendly? More than that, Mrs. Thornton. Paul Allen was hopelessly in love with you.
Mr. Marlowe, you're on.
All right, I'm coming.
Let's go, Alan.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the 78 Club presents the great Marlowe, the mental marvel. He'll read your mind and tell your every thought. But let me warn you, if you have a secret you don't want him to know, just don't think about it. Another maniac killing. Extra. Hey, mister? This is an outrage. A young boy and girl stabbed to death. Why don't the police catch this man?
But haven't the police any clue?
Yes. He always leaves newspaper clippings pinned on his victim's body. Don't you think it's strange that...
He kills only after sundown.
2 more tonight. How many has he killed so far?
12. No one's safe. Who'll be the next?
What's the cops got to say?
We'll have this maniac dead or alive in 24 hours. You can print that in your newspaper.
What, again? You gave out that same statement 3 days ago.
Hey, Bailey, do you know what he looks like? He's got the distorted face of a madman. He's about 5'11".
When last seen, he wore a dark suit and a slouch hat. He is believed to be somewhere in the vicinity of the Post Road and the Reinhardt estate.
Still at it, Arthur?
Yes, Uncle.
You know, I haven't seen you since you read your paper before the academy this morning.
I intended to come to your room later.
Tell me, my boy, what did the old graybeard say when you made the startling announcement that you planned to allow yourself to be buried alive?
It came as a bombshell. I told him of my discovery for producing a suspension of animation and respiration. I told how, after injection of the fluid, life existed without the need of oxygen.
I can see them bobbing their heads and waving their beards like a lot of old nanny goats. To be able to live without breathing. That's what it is.
Old Adams challenged it.
Yeah, of course he would. I can hear him. Of what possible benefit to mankind would it be for a person to allow himself to be buried alive?
Exactly. And I reminded them of miners trapped in cave-ins, of sailors who had perished in sunken submarines. But my discovery will prevent these tragedies.
What did they say then?
Oh, they were disappointed because I wouldn't reveal my formula and present it to the academy.
Reveal it? Why should they expect that? When you refuse to tell even your old Uncle Dick?
Oh, please forgive me, Uncle Dick, for not making you a confidant in my experiment. There's always a possibility of failure. I want to spare you the humiliation should it by some chance fail.
I understand, my boy. But I'd rather you told me. Did you hear that? Degas. How is it that every time I turn around I find you snooping about?
Barmaster, I've come to warn you.
To warn me?
There's cause for alarm. The evening paper states that the maniac has committed murder again. This time, close to this very house.
Has Mary returned home?
No, master.
Did Seeker accompany her?
Miss Mary insisted on going alone.
Oh, why is it that you two heathens will persist in allowing that child to have her own way? I've begged, implored, beseeched you not to let her go out of this house alone. But neither one of you paid the slightest attention to me. Let me know the moment she returns.
Yes, master.
matter, Mary, honey? Seem a little quiet tonight. Anything wrong?
Oh, nothing in particular. You know, Tom, I read your article in tonight's paper about the maniac. It's enough to give anyone the jitters.
Ah, we've always had those mugs. You know, I read a book not so long ago about Jack the Ripper. You know, the maniac that terrorized London.
Must you keep on talking about that?
I'll talk about anything I want to. Oh, your eyes are like dewdrops.
Don't be silly.
I was going to tell you have lovely ankles, too. But I won't.
Why, the very idea.
It's a perfect idea. You know, honey, remember that scene of the picture show tonight where the hero leaned over and whispered in his sweetheart's ear and said, I adore you? Then he kissed her?
A silly lot of rot.
You think so, huh? Well, they've been getting away with that silly lot of rot ever since Julius Caesar. And I'm one that doesn't think it's a lot of rot.
Well, I do.
That's because you never had a real moving picture kiss before. Here's where you get a break.
Why the idea?
Your face is flushed. You seem more animated. In fact, your breath's a little short.
Now, you listen to me, Tom Hartley. What you did just now proves to me that you're nothing but a common roughneck newspaper man. I don't understand how I ever became interested in you.
And I can't understand how you became interested in that goofy guy who spends 20 hours a day in a laboratory looking into electric light bulbs.
Don't you dare say such things about Arthur Hornsby. He's a very brilliant man. I want you to know I'm engaged to marry him.
All right, go ahead, marry him. All your children will be born with double-lens glasses on.
I hate you.
Your eyes are like dewdrops.
You know, Uncle, sometimes I think Mary's restless, unhappy.
Oh, nonsense, my boy. All she needs is a little attention. You know, I'm hoping that someday soon this old house will be made gay, celebrating your wedding with Mary.
I, too, look forward to it, Uncle.
No, my boy, I'm worried. I don't like the idea of you all going through with this burial.
I've gone too far to back out now. The Academy is sending down a committee tomorrow to witness the experiment.
Is everything in readiness?
There's the box waiting for me. I told the gardener to dig the grave tonight so as not to attract attention. Ah! Come on, we'll take a look at it. See? He's finished.
Yeah.
If I weren't a lady, I'd...
Yes, I know. You're home now, so you don't have to talk to me anymore.
Thank goodness for that. Martin, take Mr. Hartley back to the newspaper office.
Don't bother, Martin. I'll walk.
Walk?
Yeah, this is the one time the man's going to walk back.
Oh, Tom, please don't walk back. It's dangerous with that maniac at large.
The way you made me feel, I'd like to meet that maniac right now. Martin, what would you do if you met the maniac?
If I were to meet that maniac, I would become famous. I would be the first man to fly without wings.
Honey, I still think your eyes are like dewdrops. I'll be seeing you. Martin, you meet that maniac, give him my regards.
Huh?
Good evening, Degas.
Good evening, Miss Matthews.
Where's my father?
He's in the laboratory.
Thanks.
Pardon, Miss. May I speak?
Of course, Degas.
I want to warn you of danger. The man who kills is near. Do not leave the house at night, no matter with whom.
Oh, I'm not afraid.
Sika!
Hello, everybody.
Oh, it's Mary. Oh, Mary, I've been concerned about you all evening.
Oh, I'm sorry, Father. I told Sika I was going to the theater.
I was in hopes you'd stay home and read Adam's Life Among the Fossils. Most absorbing.
Well, I felt like something a little lighter tonight. You don't object, do you, Arthur?
Of course he doesn't. I know this old house is dull at times, but tomorrow Arthur will finish his experiment, and then he'll have more time for you.
Yes, the experiment ends tomorrow with the burial.
And then your wedding, and a honeymoon in the south of France. Won't that be fine, Arthur?
Oh, yes, yes. Splendid.
There's no getting away from it. Arthur certainly is a passionate lover.
Oh, yes, yes, indeed.
Well, I'm going to bed.
Well, I guess we're through here for the night, eh, Arthur?
Oh, yes, yes, of course.
Mary, I insist that you do not go into town again alone.
Why, Father?
Well, it isn't safe. There have been a lot of murders lately.
What's that about murders?
Oh, that's what Dagar wanted to show me, but I didn't want to tell you because I thought it might interrupt your work.
Well, personally, I think the papers are exaggerating.
Yeah, I'm not afraid. I'll do just what Martin says he'd do. He says, if I sees that old maniac, I'll become famous because I'll be the first man to fly without wings.
Here you. Get out of here. Get out.
Oh, yes. Mary. Uncle, please slip the lock in the door for me.
I'll attend to that, Arthur.
Thanks.
Seika! Seika, look at me! I warned you not to go into a trance.
What have you seen? What do you know?
Death is very close.
Death is always very close.
Are you angry with me?
Of course not, Arthur. Why do you ask?
Oh, I've been rather neglectful lately. I've had a lot on my mind.
Oh, I know. I understand.
I thought you would. Now, Mary, be sure your windows and doors are barred.
Seeker does that.
Good night, Mary.
Night, Arthur.
Night, Uncle.
Good night. Mary, did your ears burn tonight?
No, Father. Why?
Well, they should have, because Arthur and I have been talking about you.
Something nice?
What else could it be but nice?
Good night, Father.
Good night, dear.
Good evening, Seeker.
And did my little miss have a pleasant evening?
Oh, not very. I was bored.
You cannot fool Seeker. Tonight I had the feeling that you were very happy.
Don't tell me you've been going into another one of those trances.
No, but Seeker sees many things.
Tell me. What else did you see?
Trouble, sadness, and death. Gathering all about, like clouds over the moon.
Oh, don't, Seeker. You make me feel all creepy.
Do not fear, little miss. There is much love and happiness for you.
Seeker, do you think my eyes are like dewdrops?
They're very lovely.
What are you doing here?
I heard you walking up and down, Master.
you might want something.
No, I don't want anything.
Perhaps you'd like the evening paper?
No, there's nothing in the papers.
Nothing but murder.
Ah.
Pleasant dreams. Thank you. Good night. Sika, aren't you going to your own room?
Tonight, Sika stays here.
Oh, no. Go to your room. I'll be all right. Go on. Tell me, what is it? What happened? Oh, it's terrible face there at the window.
There, little one. No harm can come to you while Sika's here.
Oh, Sika, what's terrible? What's happened to Father? Call a doctor! Call a doctor!
It is too late.
He's dead.
There, little miss.
I must call the police at once.
Hello. Operator. Operator, get me police headquarters, quick. Hello?
What's the idea?
What's up, Bailey?
Another murder.
Okay, sweetheart, I'm on your side. Let's go.
I got this thing all figured out. It's the maniac's job. I'll run him down.
You never run down anything but your heel.
I know a heel I ain't run down, but I'm going to knock him down. Oh, what's the use? I'm only wasting my breath.
Sure, save it. And when you meet the maniac, you can use it to gas him. Where's your phone? Right there.
On you mug.
Rescue 0191. Yeah. Hello, night desk? Hartley talking. Another maniac murder. Yeah, sure, I'm sure. What do you think? I read the almanac? I get this. Professor Reinhardt murdered in his own home. Yes, same clues. Newspaper clipping on the body. Yes, that's right. Police as baffled as ever. Handing out the same bunk.
Now, Mr. Hornsby, you just leave everything to us. I guess you know we get him, and we'll get this guy. If I ain't interfered with by this smug newspaper man, as long as I'm here, nothing can happen.
The words right out of my mouth.
What's that? Here, you. I'll take care of that.
Two right here in one night.
Only a week since the master's will was read. And already they fight over the money like dogs over a bone. Why should the master have left his brother anything? He cared nothing for him. He never came to see him while he was alive.
Perhaps he will be the first of the heirs to die.
According to the master's will, the rest of us will inherit his share. I think your brother was an old fool.
Just a minute. After all, he was my brother.
That didn't keep him from being a fool. Think of it, including servants in his will. I'm disgusted.
Well, don't be disgusted out loud. You don't know who might be listening.
Thank you. I wouldn't put it past that heathen to poison us. Arthur, please try and keep him off the subject of Father's will.
I'll try.
I don't believe I understand any more of it.
You know, there isn't the fact that Uncle left the same amount to Dagar and Seeker as he did to the rest of us.
Wish Father hadn't left me anything.
You forget, dear, that Uncle loved you very dearly. You meant as much to him as though you were his own daughter.
Arthur, Sarah and I have just been talking about Dagar and Seeker.
Oh, please, Uncle John. This is important, Mary.
We that you should get rid of Dagar and Seeker at once.
They're not to be trusted. Well, how can you say a thing like that? They've been in this house for 15 years.
My uncle was very fond of them. I couldn't send them away.
But do you realize that if anything happened to us, if we should mysteriously die, our share would go to these two servants?
How dare you insinuate that Dagar or Seeker would harm any of us? They're devoted to us.
But my brother wasn't in his right mind. To think that he established a pension of $100 a month for his colored chauffeur. There must
Mr. Arthur.
Martin, I want you to meet the 8 o'clock train. Some gentlemen are arriving to stay overnight.
Yes, sir. Mr. Arthur, excuse me. Could I ask you a question that's been circulating my brain?
Sure, Martin. What is it?
About your uncle's will. He left me $25 a week as long as I live.
That's right, Martin. As long as you live.
As long as I live. That's what makes me feel so nervous. If it's any way that you all can legally take me out of this will, I will appreciate it.
Oh, I see. You want to be disinherited, huh?
Yes. In a way speaking.
Go on. Meet that train.
Oh, yes, sir.
I just sent Martin down to the station to meet the committee from the academy.
I've never heard of anything quite so mad, Arthur. He's buried alive. I'm sure this authority will interfere.
That's why I swore you all to secrecy. I can't afford to have any interference.
But I, for one, will remain in my room until it's all over.
Arthur, I was in hopes of witnessing the demonstration.
Well, that's agreeable to me, Uncle.
Thank you.
Dinner is served. After you put the car up, Martin, come in and take care of the door. I'm going to be busy tonight with the master. And remember, no one in this household is receiving callers tonight.
Yes, sir. Because who was those gentlemen? Ain't they look like undertakers?
I advise you not to be too curious. It's always best to keep your mouth and your eyes closed.
My one regret is that my uncle, Richard Reinhardt, is not here to witness the experiment. This research was made possible by his great generosity. It is to his memory that I dedicate my formula, the Reinhardt discovery.
Your sentiments are very noble.
Young man, do you realize the possibility of disaster in so hazardous an experiment? And have you provided that the Academy be absolved of all blame?
Yes. This paper is prepared in case of my death. It will be in possession. That should be about 125 degrees Fahrenheit.
Turn around, wait for me right here, will you, Palsy?
Okay, Chief.
Tom, I thought you were that with the maniac man.
The hat, Mark, the hat. Don't you worry about that maniac, man. He just suddenly disappeared into thin air.
I suppose he just went out of people to kill, and naturally he had to kill himself.
Oh, Martin, what a detective you'd make. Listen, is this Mary in?
Mm-mm.
Don't lie. Come on. No more gin.
Well, she told me to tell you that she ain't at home.
Well, I'm telling you to tell her that Mrs. Hartley's little boy Tom is down here to see her. She'll see me all right. Go on. Hiya, honey.
Oh, Tom, I was just going to bed.
What, with your clothes on? Come on, I have a nice little bedtime story I want to tell you.
No, Tom, really, I can't answer for a fresh reporter.
Oh, them eyes, them nose, them lips.
And what was it you want to ask me?
Something very important. First, I want to know, who do those hats belong to?
Well, they belong to me.
You?
Yes, you know, girls are wearing mannish clothes now, and I'm going to have a suit made and wear one of those hats.
No fooling? Hey, I bet you look cute at that. Come on, let's try one on.
Oh, no, Tom.
Here, put this one on. Let's see how it looks. No, I can't say I exactly care for that.
Doesn't seem to fit, does it?
Well, yes and no. Looks like it was made for a couple other fellows.
I think it makes me look effeminate.
Well, maybe you can get away with it. Here. Try it on this way. Uh-oh. Now I've got to buy you a horse.
Tom, really, it's getting late. Would you think it rude of me if I asked to be excused?
Yes, I think it would be darn rude. You refuse to talk to me on the telephone. Now I'm here. I'm going to make up for lost time.
Will you stop kissing me?
Well, I could stop breathing.
Sometimes I believe I hate you.
Can't you make up your mind? Oh, what a swell wife you're going to make for me.
I will not.
Oh, yes, you will.
Maybe I'd better refresh your memory. I'm engaged to Arthur Hornsby, and I'm going to marry him.
Rave on.
You get out of this house and don't you dare come back again.
All right.
Here's your drink, Mr. Tone.
Bring it yourself.
Martin, show this person out.
Don't bother, Martin. I'll show myself out. My pal, the taxi driver's blowing the horn for me anyhow. Bye, honey. Bye, Martin.
Martin, never let that man in the house again as long as you live.
As long as I live.
Take it easy, will you? Take it easy. I hear you. I'm coming. Say, lay off that horn, will you? Hey, what's the matter? What happened to you?
Maniac.
Oh, another one. Push over, pal. Don't you worry. I'll take you to the hospital there in a minute.
After the injection has taken effect, I'm to be placed in this box and buried. Now, please remember, gentlemen, it's imperative that I be revived after 8 hours.
Are you of the opinion that 8 hours is the longest period of time you could remain underground?
What would happen if you remained buried more than 8 hours?
I believe it's safe for me to remain entombed for 8 days if necessary. Depends entirely upon the amount of fluid injected before the burial.
8 hours will be sufficient proof of the validity of your experiment.
This is the restorative. My life depends upon the prompt injection of this fluid after the expiration of 8 hours. It's to be placed in this cabinet. To you, Degas, I entrust the key.
I shall guard it faithfully, Master.
Gentlemen, I'm ready. All right, Degas. Professor Andre, will you please administer the first fluid?
Should he risk the death sleep? Disaster. Death.
We mustn't do it. Arthur, you mustn't.
It's done.
I was right when I said they was undertakers.
Remember, you have seen nothing.
Huh?
Rescue 0191. Night desk, this is Hartley talking again. The guy just died. Sure it was the maniac. You call the police. I'm still at the hospital. I gotta get right back there. Oh, boy, what a story.
Just 9 o'clock. He is to be revived in 8 hours.
That will be at 5 a.m.
Well, gentlemen, I suggest that we wait in the house.
Do you believe this young man's experiment will prove a success?
Personally, I am doubtful.
You gentlemen will excuse me. I'll retire to my room to wait.
Certainly, Mr. Reinhardt. We'll excuse you.
Thank you.
How long has he been buried?
2 hours.
Do you think they'll be able to revive him when they bring him up?
I don't know, but if anything should happen to the serum,
He would die.
you go back upstairs. I'll join you later.
Maniac has murdered again.
What's happened here?
Professor Reinhardt's brother has been murdered.
That makes 2 murders the maniac's committed. Boy, what a story. Where's that phone? Look out, fellas.
Press the 0191.
I must call the police.
Relax, they're on the way here now. Hello, night desk. Hartley again. Another murder in the Reinhardt home. No. Besides the taxi driver. This time it's Professor Reinhardt's brother. Fry.
Get out of the way.
Maniac's just knocked up another one.
Where?
In that room over there.
Yeah?
Hey, wait a minute. We ought to warn everybody. Everyone in this house is in danger.
Yeah?
Listen, folks, for some inexplainable reason, the murderer has chosen this house for sadistic acts of violence. We're all on the spot. Anyone is liable to be his next victim.
I was just coming to that. I want you all to get in the dining room and stay there till I lay my hands on this maniac. Come on, get moving. Go on.
I'll make a note of everyone in the room.
I was just coming to that. I'll make a note of all those present.
Well, let me do the writing for you.
I'll do the writing myself. What's your name?
Professor Gregory Bagolsky.
What?
Professor Gregory Bagolsky.
Here, you do the writing.
I know the name of everyone here but this gentleman.
Professor John Andre.
Now listen, all of you. I'm going outside, and I don't want any of you to leave this room no matter what happens. You understand? Come on. Fred, you stay here. Don't let anybody in or out without an okay from me. Savvy? Come on, you fellas. Come on, I say. Come on out here. Come on. I'm getting right here with you. It's me. Oh, I thought you was a maniac, Chief. You thought. Take these things off me. You're the dumbest clock I've ever seen. Oh, my mistake.
What ails that creature?
Tika, I forbid it. You hear me? I forbid it.
Dagon. She may have something of importance to tell us.
I forbid it.
The man has murder in his eye.
Quiet, please. Dagar, for my sake, permit the seance. Will everyone please help Sika by taking the seance seriously?
Mary, you don't believe in this junk.
I do, Tom. Please try and help me. Professor Andre.
If you'll excuse me, I'd rather not. I don't believe in this nonsense.
Where am I going to put you?
I don't care where you'd put me, just as long as you would put me next to a door.
Martin, turn the lights out when I tell you.
After the lights are out, do not put them on until I command it.
Martin, turn out the lights. Everyone join hands.
Our departed master is trying to get into communication with us. His spirit is sad. It's very restless. It is trying to tell us who the murderer is. I see the face of the murderer. It is a flame. I can't make it out.
Sika, I forbid it. You hear me? I forbid it.
Now I see the face. It's coming forward. It's The face of a madman.
Stop! You hear me? Stop!
The spirit will not be denied. Now I see it. It's very plain. Oh, it's...
Turn on the light! Turn on the light here! Turn on the light here!
Baker, what happened?
She's dead.
What's the idea?
There's been a murder.
You mean to tell me the maniac come into this room, killed her, and got away without any of you seeing him?
The lights were out.
What's the idea of the lights being out?
You were holding a seance.
Well, you picked a fine time for it. People being murdered and you're playing games. Got to figure out how the maniac got in.
Bailey, that wasn't the maniac. There's no newspaper clipping. That's proof of it. And what's more, he couldn't get in this room without us knowing it.
Everybody take your places at the table just as you were when it happened. Come on. Why don't you sit down?
Because I don't want to.
Ah, he wasn't in the circle.
That's interesting. I'll talk to you later. You all in your right places?
We were all seated as we are now. The professor was standing there. Martin was standing... Where's Martin?
What was that? How did you get there?
I don't know, boss. All I know, I'll come in here and making a dope where there ain't one.
Come on out of there. All right, now. Who sat here? Well, what's the matter with you? You all dumb? Who sat here? What are y'all holding back for?
I'll tell you. It was Dagoff. You act as though that explained the murder.
It does.
Well, now we're getting somewhere. Bring him over here. Did you see this man kill her?
He was right next to her. Twice he warned her not to divulge the name of Reinhardt's murderer. When she insisted, he killed her.
Sarah, don't be ridiculous.
Never mind that.
What motive would he have for killing his wife?
You take care of your paper. I'll solve this murder. Go on, lady.
Professor Reinhardt remembered him in his will. Dagar knew that his share increased with every death among the heirs. He killed my husband and he killed this woman.
Is there anyone else who would benefit by this will?
I would.
Who else?
My fiancé, Arthur Hornsby.
Where is he?
Why, he's in Boston.
Bailey, did it ever occur to you that with her husband dead that she might benefit by the will?
Dagar was the first one to discover the body of my brother-in-law. The first one to be beside my husband's body.
Officer, you can take my word for it. This man had nothing to do with any of the murders.
Get out. It's an open and shut case. This mug was out to murder all of you. Put the cuffs on him, Dooley. Come on. I'm taking you to headquarters. You stay here and watch the body.
Boss, he don't need no watching.
Well, I've solved another mystery. This is certainly going to put a feather in my cap.
I knew you were coming to that. You stick to me, pal, and I'll make you look like an Indian chief.
Come on, Dooley.
I'll take a walk, brother.
Come here.
Hey, Chief, I found these two guys following outside of the house.
Yeah? What are you two mugs doing here?
We're watching the grave.
Watching what grave?
Arthur Hornsby's grave.
Arthur Hornsby's grave? One of the heirs. I thought you told me your fiancé was in Boston.
I can tell you all about him.
Please, Aunt Sarah, you mustn't.
You tell Aunt Sarah, or I'll hold you for aiding and abetting a crime.
Tonight these gentlemen buried Arthur.
Oh, then another heir is dead. When was he killed?
Arthur isn't dead. He was buried alive.
Buried alive? Not dead? What's going on here?
It was an experiment.
Somebody's going to get hurt around here with this experimenting. Come on, you guys. Show me where this grave is. We're going to dig up Mr. Hornsby.
If Professor Hornsby is to be removed from the grave, it is imperative that we have possession of the serum he has formulated to revive himself with.
Take it easy. Where is the serum?
In the lavatory, in a cabinet. The key is in his care.
Come on, hand over the key.
I have hidden it. No one shall open the cabinet but me.
Take him down, get the serum, bring it to the grave. Okay, Chief.
Come on. Where's the lavatory?
If you will permit me, I will show you the way.
Keep an eye on that bird. Don't let him get out of your sight. Come on, you guys. Show me where that grave is.
All right, come on, boy. Let's get out of here.
Please don't go, Tom. Stay here with me.
Sure I will, honey, but why didn't you tell me of this experiment?
It's all been so terrible, I'd rather not talk about it.
All right. Come on, keep moving. Show us where that grave is. Experimenting, huh? Buried alive. I'll get to the bottom of this thing. Come on, get moving. All right, where is it?
There it is.
All right, get busy digging. Get a hold of one of those shovels. You too. We'll find out about this thing.
All right, let's get to it. Get that stuff.
It will take a few minutes to prepare this serum.
All right, go ahead.
Will you remove the handcuffs, please?
Nothing doing something. What do you think I am, a sucker?
Do you care if I smoke?
I don't care if you burn.
Have one.
Yeah, I'll have one. What kind of a cigarette is this?
It is an Oriental cigarette.
Oriental, eh?
See what's holding up Dooley. You go get that serum and bring it here. We'll be ready for it in a few minutes.
Right, Chief.
Faster.
Say, you. The Chief wants that serum.
Be careful, sir. If anything happened to this serum, it would mean the death of the young man.
10 to 1, he's playing a harp by now. So listen, Eddie, you better keep your eye on this guy.
Honey, I've got to be getting out there. I want to get that story.
I wish I could go with you.
Honey, I wouldn't want you there when they take him up. Stay here. I'll be right back.
Mary! Mary! Is Miss Mary in here?
Huh? It ain't nobody in here but us two.
you doing here?
I heard the scream.
Something happened to Mary. She disappeared right in front of my eyes.
Maniac.
Mary, are you all right?
Now, move out of the way, everybody. I'll open the coffin. Are you ready with the serum, Professor?
I have it here.
Give us a hand there, Mac. What's the big idea? I thought you told me you buried him.
We did. Oh, we laid him in this coffin. We brought him here ourselves.
I'm going to hold you all for murder. Come on, help him out of there. Grab onto him. Hold to him. Don't let him go. Get a hold of that guy. Come on.
Here is the man you want for murder.
Arthur.
Are you trying to tell me that this is the maniac?
Maniac is dead. Killed by Mr. Tom.
Then who's this guy?
This is Arthur Hornsby.
The buried alive gink?
He's the murderer of Professor Reinhardt and John Reinhardt and Chica. Committed his crimes in the guise of maniac. Professor Reinhardt suspected that the serums were a fake, and he killed his uncle when he went to investigate. He planned to kill all the heirs.
I don't believe it.
Here is the way he escaped from the box. Then he crawled in through an old tunnel which leads to the basement of the mansion. And up the stairs into the house, where through hidden panels he did the killings.
Do you deny this?
No. Because sooner or later, even you would know he's telling the truth.
Take him away. Well, wise guy, I've solved another mystery.
Okay, sweetheart. Compared to you, Sherlock Holmes was a traffic cop.
Come on, let's get out of this.
I am the maniac. Take heed. I am talking to you. And you. And you. If you dare tell anyone how this picture ends, if you dare reveal who the murderer really is, I'll climb into your bedroom window tonight and tear you limb from limb. I'll haunt you. Good night. Sleep tight. Pleasant dreams.
I went walking down by the river just the other day, when the winds began to howl and the trees began to sway. I could hear faint voices singing and the birds cried out their fright. And the sun just disappeared and midday turned into night. I could see strange shadows high above the trees. And cold chills ran my body as I crumbled to my knees. And he said, spirits ride the wind. Spirits ride the I sprang to my feet, and I tried in vain to run. For no sooner had I thought it, than I knew that I'd been stung. The words became clear, but the face I could not see. But that voice, that voice was very familiar to me. He told me a story that live people will never know. The greatest story ever told, and I know where the spirit goes. And it said,